Listen, we spend so much time trying to fix things that were never ours to fix in the first place, trying to hold on to people who already let go of us in their heart. Let me tell you something: you don't have to block him, you don't have to beg, you don't have to break down. Just do this. Start controlling what you can and stop stressing about what you can't. See, the problem is we give our peace away too cheap. Somebody walks out on us and suddenly we forget who we are. We act like our whole identity walked out the door with them. No, it didn't. What left you was not your worth, it was your distraction. What left you was your delay, and the minute you stop trying to control every little outcome, you'll start seeing what was always in your power. You can't control who chooses to walk away, who ghosts you, who disrespects you, or who fails to see your value. You can't make someone love you the way you love them, but what you can control: your response. Your healing, your come up. You get to decide if you're going to sit in that pain or if you're going to use that pain to push yourself forward. And I'll be real with you, pain can either be a prison or a platform. That's your choice. Sometimes God will let people fall out your life without a fight, just to see if you'll chase after them or chase after your purpose. And way too many of us been choosing wrong. We chase, we beg, we block, we text, we cry, and for what? For someone who already showed us they're not ready for us, for someone who benefits from our brokenness more than our wholeness. Let me tell you what happens when you stop trying to change people and start changing your perspective. You begin to protect your energy. You start moving with a different kind of peace. People notice. That glow isn't about makeup or new clothes, it's about the moment you took your power back. The moment you stopped calling someone who stopped calling you. The moment you closed a door that only brought you confusion. You want to see your life change. Stop focusing on who's not choosing you and start choosing yourself. Get up in the morning and make your bed like you're building a castle. Eat right, pray, meditate, hustle, go to the gym, learn something new, and don't do it for revenge. Don't do it for the let me show them. Nah, do it because peace looks better on you than pain. Do it because your future is waiting on you to stop looking back. You want to overcome negative feelings. Stop putting yourself in environments where they grow. You keep watering a dead plant, hoping it'll bloom, but the roots are gone. It's done, and that's okay. Not everything that ends is a loss. Some things are a setup. You weren't rejected, you were redirected. And maybe right now you're sitting there thinking, but I loved them. That's fine. Loving someone doesn't mean you have to lose yourself. Love doesn't mean tolerating confusion. Love doesn't mean sitting in silence waiting on a text that never comes. Love isn't pain on repeat. And when someone walks out of your life, that is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your upgrade. Don't block, don't beg, don't blow up their phone. Just do this shift. Recenter, rebuild, reclaim. Take every ounce of that energy you were pouring into someone who didn't appreciate it and pour it back into you. You're not trying to win them back, you're trying to win you back. Because when you start focusing on what you can control, you stop stressing about what you can't. Here's the truth. You might not get closure. You might never get that apology. You may never hear "I was wrong." But healing doesn't wait on an apology. Peace doesn't need permission. And growth is a solo journey. It begins when you stop chasing people and start chasing purpose. You want to see what happens when you stop begging and blocking and just start building. Watch how quiet it gets. Watch how peaceful your mind becomes. Watch how your glow confuses the people who thought they broke you. Now stand up in your own life like it's the only one you've got, because it is. Let me tell you something real. Every single one of us has been through some stuff: heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal. That gut punch moment where you realize someone you trusted, someone you gave your time, your love, your energy to, didn't value it. It knocks the wind out of you. You lose sleep. You question yourself. You start wondering, was it me? Was I not enough? Did I do too much? or maybe I didn't do enough. But let me ask you something. What if the pain you're feeling right now isn't meant to break you, but to build you? What if that heartbreak, that setback, that storm is fuel? What if it's not the end of your story, but the beginning of your comeback? See, we live in a world that wants us to believe pain is something to be avoided, something to run from, but pain is a teacher, it's a trainer, it's the fire that forges you into something stronger. Some of your biggest growth won't come in comfort, it'll come when you're sitting in that silence, when the phone's not ringing, when nobody's checking on you, and you've got to figure out how to hold yourself together when everything feels like it's falling apart. That's the moment where you either let the pain define you or you use it to refine you. Listen, you can't wait on an apology to heal. You can't wait on someone to come back and say, "Hey, I was wrong. You deserved better." Because truth is, they might never say it. And even if they did, it wouldn't change what they did. The healing ain't in their hands, it's in yours. Take every ounce of that disappointment and use it. Channel it. That anger, that sadness, that frustration, that's power. You just gotta redirect it. Stop wasting it texting someone who ain't thinking about you. Stop spending it refreshing their social media, watching their stories like you're waiting for a sign. Stop crying over closed doors and start building your next chapter. You want to know what kind of revenge really works? Peace, growth, leveling up, walking into the room later not to prove anything to them, but to remind yourself that you survived what was meant to break you. You didn't just survive, you evolved. And let me say this, don't run from the pain. Sit with it, feel it, let it teach you, let it shape you, but don't stay there. The pain is a visitor, not a roommate. You welcome it, you learn what it came to show you, and then you let it go. Let that heartbreak show you how deeply you love, that's a gift. Let that disappointment teach you your boundaries, that's wisdom. Let that silence grow your patience, that's maturity. Let that loneliness strengthen your self-worth, because when you learn to enjoy your own company, you stop needing the presence of people who don't value you. It's time to flip the narrative. This ain't your downfall, it's your rise. You don't heal by pretending it didn't happen. You heal by accepting what did and deciding what happens next. You've got dreams, goals, talents, but if you let pain park in your heart, it'll block your blessings. It'll have you so stuck in the past that you can't even see the doors opening in front of you. You weren't created to stay broken. That pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to wake you up. You get one life, one shot, and you're going to let someone's inability to see your worth keep you from stepping into your future. Nah, you're better than that. You've got too much in you. So take that pain and do something with it. Write the book, start the business, go back to school, hit the gym, take the trip, get your mind right, your spirit strong, and your energy focused. You ain't doing it for them. You're doing it for you asterisk. You're doing it for the version of you that cried in silence, for the version of you that kept it together when you wanted to fall apart, for the version of you that still chose love even after being hurt. So when life hits you with that curveball, don't fold, don't sink, don't chase, just rise, just grow, just shift. Take that pain and make it pay rent. Make it your fire, make it your fuel, because nothing speaks louder than a healed, focused, elevated you. Watch what happens. Let me break something down for you. Not every action deserves a reaction. Not every message deserves a reply. Not every insult needs a clap back. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent, not because you're weak, not because you don't care, but because your peace matters more than proving a point. See, we've been conditioned to think that silence means we're losing. That if we don't say something, if we don't post a cryptic message, or go on a rant, or let them know exactly how we feel, we're being soft. But no, that's not soft, that's strength. Because it takes real maturity, real power to say, you know what, I'm not lowering my energy just to match your chaos. People expect a reaction. That's why they do what they do. They want to poke at you, trigger you, pull you out of character. Because the moment you respond emotionally, You've given them control. And the moment you lose control, you lose focus. You lose your center. That's how people keep you stuck, not by their actions, but by how much power you give their actions. You ever notice how your silence bothers people more than your words ever could? When you don't engage, when you don't chase, when you don't try to explain yourself, that's when the tables start to turn. Because silence is clarity, silence is peace, and silence is often the loudest answer you can give. See, when you block somebody, that's still a reaction. When you call them out, post about them, vent to everybody who will listen, you're still tied to the situation. But when you go quiet and level up, that's different. That's when they really feel your absence. Not your noise, your absence. That doesn't mean you don't feel anything. You do. You're hurt, you're confused, you're angry. But you've just decided that feeling those things doesn't mean you have to perform them. You don't need an audience for your healing. You don't need validation for your peace. Some of your growth needs to happen in silence because that's where the real work is done. You ever seen someone glow up in private? They're off social media, off the radar, off the drama, and then one day, boom, they walk into the room with a whole new energy. That's what silence does. It gives you space to regroup, to realign, to recharge. Because while you're out here trying to be heard, trying to be understood, trying to prove you were right, you're draining the very energy you need to heal. And let me tell you something about people who hurt you. They know what they did. You don't need to keep explaining it. You don't need to keep reminding them. They remember. But some people sleep just fine at night knowing they broke you, as long as you keep giving them attention. Stop giving them that power. Let them wonder. Let them sit in that silence and figure out what changed. Because when you start choosing your peace over your pride, over your ego, over the need to be right, that's when you truly elevate. Now, I know somebody's thinking, but I don't want them to think I'm okay with what they did. Trust me, they'll know you're not okay. Because when you remove your energy, when you pull back your light, when you stop answering, stop chasing, stop explaining, they feel that. You don't need to scream your worth. Just stop handing it out to people who never earned it, and don't confuse silence with avoidance. You're not running from the issue, you're choosing not to live in it. There's a difference. Avoidance is fear. Silence is power. One is you hiding, the other is you healing. You're not responsible for how they interpret your silence. You're responsible for how you protect your peace. And if they never reach back out, if they never apologize, if they never notice your absence, that's your answer. That silence you gave them, it just revealed the truth and it set you free. So if you're in that place right now where everything in you wants to react, wants to respond, wants to say something, pause, breathe, pull back. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much about where you're going to let what's behind you pull you off track. Move in silence, heal in silence, grow in silence, because peace don't need to be loud to be powerful. Let them hear your silence and watch what happens. Let me tell you what most people miss: the real glow up, the real comeback. It doesn't start with a new relationship or a new outfit or some flashy revenge plan. It starts with investing in you. When everything around you is shaking, when people have walked away, when you feel like you're standing in the wreckage of what used to be your life, the first and most important move you can make is to start pouring back into yourself. Now, I'm not talking about doing it for show. I'm not talking about posting every little thing you do, trying to prove to them or to the world that you're okay. I'm talking about the quiet, consistent, intentional work that nobody sees. I'm talking about you looking yourself in the mirror, tired, broken, worn down, and saying, "This is not how my story ends." See, the world will try to convince you that your value comes from who wants you, who stays, who validates you. But let me ask you, what happens when they don't call back? What happens when they leave? What happens when you've given your all and it still ain't enough for them? That's when you find out what you're really made of. That's when it's time to get serious about your own comeback. And here's what that looks like. Start showing up for you asterisk. Get up in the morning and move your body, walk, run, hit the gym, whatever it takes. Not to get revenge, not to get noticed, but because you deserve to feel strong again. Because you're not just healing your heart, you're rebuilding your mind. And when your body and your mind start getting stronger, your spirit follows. Stop waiting for closure and go create progress. Read, learn, take a course, get around people who challenge you to think bigger. You were never meant to stay stuck, and your purpose didn't die just because they left. If anything, this is your moment to wake up, to realize the vision you had for your life ain't gone, it just got covered by all the noise, all the people, all the pain. But now you've got space, and instead of filling that space with sadness, fill it with strategy. You can't get to your next level carrying the weight of everything that broke you, so drop it. Stop rehearsing the hurt and start rehearsing the plan. What do you want? What dream did you bury because you were too busy chasing love, chasing validation, chasing comfort? Go get that dream out the ground and breathe life back into it. It still belongs to you. And let me tell you something, when you start focusing on your growth, your peace, your goals, you'll be shocked at how your whole energy shifts. You'll notice how certain people don't hit you up anymore, and you won't even care. You'll see the phone not ringing and feel relief instead of rejection, because now you're busy building. You don't have time to chase people who made it clear they weren't for you. You're not waiting on a text, you're building a brand, a mindset, a future. And don't get it twisted, investing in yourself isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's lonely, sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes it feels like nothing's changing. But keep going, keep showing up. Because consistency compounds. You might not see it today, but 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you're going to look back and be shocked at how far you came just by deciding every single day to choose you asterisk. And listen, don't rush to replace what left you. Stop trying to fill the silence with noise. There's power in that space. There's wisdom in that waiting. You don't need a new person to validate your worth. You don't need a rebound. You need restoration. You need to learn how to be whole without needing to be needed. So start building that foundation. Get your money right. Get your credit right. Get your peace right. Get your circle right. Because when you're whole, you stop negotiating your value. You stop chasing half-hearted love. You stop tolerating confusion, and when the right people do come along, whether it's a relationship, a business partner, a friend, you'll be ready, not desperate. You'll be full, not fragile. You won't have to prove yourself or beg or force it, because the energy of someone who's invested in themselves is undeniable. It's magnetic, it's grounded, it's not loud, it's unshakable. And that's the version of you that was always waiting to come alive. So stop begging, don't block, don't chase, just build, watch what happens.